This is the light 12-pounder Model 1857 cannon, nicknamed the Napoleon for the man who pushed its development, Emperor Napoleon III of France. It could shoot a 12-pound iron ball a mile or more. It could shoot bursting shells into enemy concentrations to kill and disable soldiers. It could fire canister, tin cans filled with solid iron balls, into charging soldiers at point-blank range. The Napoleon was a very effective weapon, the most widely used artillery piece on both sides of the Civil War. A good gun crew can fire 4 aimed shots a minute with the Napoleon. But it takes, under ideal conditions, 10 men to do it. 2 men, the highest ranking, are full-time observers. One, a commissioned officer, is the chief of section, commanding this gun and one other. The other man, a non-com, is chief of the piece and commands this gun. Both men watch the effects of the firing and order changes as needed. 2 more men are stationed some distance behind the gun, where they take care of the limber and its ammunition chest. Still another man runs back and forth, carrying ammunition up to the cannon. 5 men are stationed at the cannon, but only one of them, the gunner, has a title. The rest are simply numbered. The gunner gives the orders to load and fire the cannon. It is he who actually aims the gun, using a brass sight but relying mostly on knowledge and experience. He chooses the right ammunition, estimates the range, judges the elevation, and calculates the effect of wind on his shot. And he does it almost instinctively.
Ready?
Once fired, the gun has to be cooled off and cleaned out. So, while the number 3 man thumbs the vent, cutting off air to anything burning inside, the number 1 man of the crew sponges out the barrel. By this time, the ammunition carrier has brought up another round ready for loading. Each round of ammunition is made up of 3 parts. A flannel bag containing 2.5 pounds of black powder, a wooden disc called a sabot, and a 12-pound iron ball, all held together with metal straps and cords. When this package is rammed down the barrel, the powder bag winds up directly beneath the vent. But while the sponging and loading are taking place, the gunner is setting his sight. He slaps the stock trail to move the gun left or right, turns a knob to elevate or depress the gun barrel, gives the order,
Ready?
grabs his sight, and moves back out of the way to watch the shot. The flannel bag is pierced from above with a sharp metal pick, exposing the gunpowder for instant ignition by the primer, which in this instance is a hollow copper tube filled with a gunpowder compound. A twisted wire runs through the tube at right angles. When the wire is pulled, friction ignites the priming powder, which sets off the larger charge of gunpowder. The primer tube shoved deep into the vent and held there while the lanyard takes the strain. And the gunner shouts the order to
Fire! Load!
The gun is made ready to fire again.
Ready? Fire! Load! Ready? Fire! Move! Fire! Load!
During the Civil War, a 4-gun battery was usually made up of 90 men, 130 horses, 20 limbers, 12 caissons, 1 battery wagon, 1 traveling forge, and supply wagons. This is the way it was with 1 Confederate gun crew.
Gunners, prepare to dismount. Dismount. Unlimber the team. Get the limber. Move. Back. Let's go. Go. Hang on. 6 yards. Set for elevation 16. Commence firing. Load. Compensate for motion when firing. .863 shell. Ready? Fire! Ready? Fire!
.9 degrees shell. Ready? Ready? Fire! .2 degrees canister. Ready? Fire!
Make, ready. Take, aim. Fire. Handle, cartridge. Prime. Shut, pan. Charge with cartridge.
The musket was the most widely used weapon of the Revolutionary War.
Draw, rammers.
Simplicity of design made them cheap to produce and quick to load.
Ram down, cartridge.
Inaccurate at even close range, muskets were most effective when massed together and fired in volleys.
Return, rammer. Shoulder, firelock. Make, ready. Take, aim. Fire. 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 Ceasefire. Shoulder fire.
In contrast to the musket, the rifle took longer to load and was more expensive to produce. Spiral grooves inside the barrel gave the projectile a spin, which greatly improved accuracy. The rifle was most effective in a sniping action, but its use was not responsible for winning many battles. Less than 10% of the Army carried this weapon.
Fire! Advance, sponge. 10, vent. Sponge, piece.
Lacking materials to make enough cannon themselves, the American Army had a varied collection of British, Swedish, and French pieces.
Charge, piece. Ram down, cartridge.
These cannon were like giant muskets, and the loading procedure was similar.
Take, aim.
Under ideal conditions, a crew of 13 or 14 men serviced each cannon.
Prime.
The normal rate of fire was about 4 to 5 rounds a minute.
Fire. Advance, sponge. 10, vent.